Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Zenless Zone 0 video. I'm sure you guys are curious, should you pull for Vivian? And this is going to be something that's circulating around, and I get it, with Yixuan coming later on in version 2.0. That's going to be a very exciting one. That's going to happen way later. Vivian, however, is going to fill a very unique niche right now for an Anomaly off-field DPS character. So she's a character that doesn't require much on-field time at all, and I find that she's really useful in that particular scenario. So let's talk a little bit more about if you guys are probably new and you are looking for how these things work. Generally in Zenless Zone 0, there's two categories of DPS characters. One is usually going to be the attacker, and one more is going to be Anomaly. Alright, for example, Alan Joe is an attacker. Miyabi is an Anomaly character, right? So you can basically see right here. And then we have a character like Zuyuan is an attacker, and then you can see Yanagi is an Anomaly character. Now they are all DPS characters. Now the difference between these two is going to be, for attacker, generally they need stunners, and you want to basically pair them up with stunners to basically try to stun the enemy and basically go all in later on. Now for Anomaly characters, you don't really need to do that per se. You don't really pair Anomaly characters with stunners. In fact, you try to go Anomaly characters to pair them with each other. For example, for Vivian's case in this particular, you can see she basically gets a lot of bonuses if you pair her with one more Anomaly character or share the same attribute, which is Ether type. Alright, she's going to get all of these things, right? The gut feather thing, etc, and corruption damage dealt by all squad members, and the corruption status disorder damage increased by 12%. This is going to be very good. So she is going to be a very useful character because there's a lot of Anomaly characters out there that is going to be the main DPS. She is going to fill the role in which she doesn't need to take up much of the on-screen time. She can basically do a lot of damage off field, which is very good. Ideally, that's going to be how you want, right? If you are looking to build an Anomaly character. Now, who should be pulling for Vivian? If you have the following characters, so far based on my testing, the 4 best 5-star character that pairs really well with her is going to be Yanagi. Very good pair, very good combo. You put Yanagi, you put Vivian, and then you have one more supporter. It can be either Caesar, it can be Lucy. All those characters are going to work pretty well. Can also be Seth, right? Depending on who you want. Another one is going to be Jane, though. Works really well with Vivian as well. Very strong character. Miyabi is going to be one more. If you have her and you're looking to pair Miyabi with Vivian, definitely consider that as an option as well. Very good one as well. Last but not least, I would say Bernice as well. Going to be pretty decent. Both are going to be much more of an off-field Anomaly DPS character, but I feel like Vivian takes less screen time than Bernice if you're trying to utilize their damage. Now here's the thing, right? Regarding Vivian herself, I feel like she's going to be one of the more free-to-play friendly characters that have came out in a while, and I'm really happy for that, which is why I do encourage, if you are somewhat newish, she is going to be a very good character to pull. Now if you guys are not aware, earlier I mentioned between the attacker and the Anomaly characters, right? Now for attacker characters, for example like Evelyn or Zuyuan or Alan Joe, these attacker characters, they are really hard to build in terms of the requirements because you need multiple stats. You need to get their attack up, you need to get their crit rate % up, you need to also get the crit damage % up. So ideally this is going to be very important. You need these 3 stats to be in conjunction with all of these drive. It makes it harder for you to farm their equipments because you're going to rely on much more stats and of course penetration as well. Now for Anomaly characters, fortunately they are way easier to build, right? This is what makes it very free-to-play player friendly, or disc drive friendly, or whatever you want to call it, right? Vivian is going to have that as well, right? So all you need for her is literally Anomaly proficiency. So you want to focus on that stats in particular, right? You ideally want to go that, and then you want to go with attack %. You don't really need crit damage % on her because she can crit, right? But ideally Anomaly characters, you just want to focus on getting their Anomaly up to basically proc the disorder alongside with the enemies. So that is going to be pretty much what you need for her. You just need to focus on one particular stat. It's way easier to farm her, and as you can see right now, I do have the Anomaly Mastery on the slot 6. That's going to be what I'm running. For slot 5, I'm running the Ether damage bonus. For slot 4, obviously you want to go for Anomaly Proficiency. Now slot 4, since this is main stat Anomaly Proficiency, you cannot get Anomaly Proficiency for the substat. Now Anomaly Proficiency is going to be the substat you want to look for her. Attack percent is going to be the second one, and the flat attack is going to be the third one. You don't really need crit rate and crit damage. Now in terms of the W engine, Whipping Gemini is going to be her second best one, her best free-to-play option. If you are getting her special W engine, then go for it. That's going to be about 15% better, but I don't really think you need to. Plus, Yisuan is coming soon, so I would rather save for that, and I will be pulling for both Yisuan the character, and I will be pulling for Yisuan's weapon. But if you have, or if you can afford to, this is actually pretty good, right? You can see increased Anomaly build up rate by 40%. So overall, very, very good. So again, that's one more plus that Vivian has, because she's very easy to build in terms of the W engine requirements, and also in terms of her these drives, right? Make sure you are going with this one, the Phaeton's Melody 4-piece, and then 2-piece you can either go with Chaos Jazz because it gives you Anomaly Proficiency plus 30, or you can go with the other one is Freedom Blues, right? That also gives you Anomaly Proficiency plus 30. So whichever that you have better substats on, as long as you got the Anomaly Proficiency going on, alright, but you still want to have the substats, is still going to matter. Now, I noticed that the best positioning for Vivian is going to be in the second slot. You have your main Anomaly DPS in the first slot, and I'm going to talk to you, we're going to discuss why that's going to be very, very important. In combat, you're going to see this. Ideally, when she performs her counter, you are going to be able to get the blooms out of her. Now look at this right here, right? I'm going to let the enemy counter me. I'm going to swap in and apply the dodge counter, and then I'm going to do this right after. So notice I got 2 points right there, and then if I swap to the next character afterwards, she's going to be able to do the jumping attack, and that is going to be shared across the Bloom. Now the Bloom is going to trigger the same anomaly as the main anomaly character. If it's physical, then it's going to do one more right there. So ideally with Vivian, you want to always pay attention to the number of balls that you have. So every time, if you do this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So and then you swap. Alright, she's going to do one, she's going to be able to gain one more. Alright, and then if you use your skill, now there's 2 ways for you to fill your this meter, this blue meter right here. Alright, we're trying to get that circle bar thing. Number 1 is you can press E skill, and then you can left click afterwards. She will basically jump down and you get 5 points right there, right? But usually you're not going to do that. Usually you're going to swap out. That's going to be one more method. Let me show you guys. So in most cases, if you press the E skill, and then while she's flying in the air and then you swap down, she will basically do that by itself, right? So that's going to be the better way to utilize her skill. You want her to dive when you swap out to the other character. So the best way is to press E, swap to the other character, and then that way she's basically, I forgot what's the name of the skill, but she basically dives down towards the enemy. So that way you get more of these points, alright? And of course her ultimate is going to get 5 points as well, and then you get one more by assist. So which is why you can see, if I assist and then I do this, right, you can see this is going to give me points. Alright, a little bit of points right there. So every time you have your other character using the special skill, right, in this case I have my Jane Doe, it's going to consume 1 bloom. Notice that particular thing right there, right? If I do this, okay, that flower explode. If I do one more, boom, the flower explode. So now it consumes that every single time you use your E skill, it's going to consume the Bloom. Now Jendo is going to be quite good for that, and also Yanagi, right? And of course Miyabi as well. So those 3 characters you can pretty much spam your E skill, but once that thing is over, so now you gotta fill it up again. So that's going to be how it is. Ultimate's gonna fill up immediately to full, which is what you want to do, right? So as you can see, right?
The final act begins now.
So it is going to be very tricky, but overall, all you gotta do is just pay attention to her circles and make sure you are filling it up so that she can constantly do the Bloom damage, which is basically her most damaging part of a kit, right? To basically combo together with your other Anomaly characters. Now if you guys don't know already, the Bloom thing, right, basically is the attribute Anomaly damage depending on your main character doing either Ether, Electric, Fire, Physical or Ice Anomaly. Now the additional damage is going to be based upon this percentage per 10 points of Anomaly proficiency of the original Anomaly damage. Now Jendo is going to be quite strong because Assault basically is very strong, right? It's more like physical, has a very strong Anomaly, attribute Anomaly because of Assault, and it can basically proc with her crit damage as well, which is quite insane. So Jendo is going to be, just because the multiplier here is low, but hers is actually probably one of the highest damage as well, right? So keep that in mind. So in terms of a skill priority, as you can see, I've built her up to this point. Her special skill or special attack is going to be the most important. This is going to be the one that you use a lot. And then of course the ultimate, and then of course the basic attack, because you're going to use that a lot. For the dodge and the assist, it has lesser priority, but eventually, you know, you might want to get it up to at least 7. I notice it's like a pretty good stopping point, right? Now with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about team composition, right? I'm sure you guys are curious what is going to be the general consensus of the team that you can run her with. Again, she is going to be extremely straightforward. You either do Jendo her, and then you can either use a support like Estrayal. Something like that is going to work. Now again, Jendo can be there. Yanagi is going to be very good for the main DPS. Miyabi as well. And if you want to, Bernice works as well. Now, Estrayal obviously is going to be a little bit expensive, but if you don't have Estrayal, Lucy is very good. I tested her earlier. She is going to work very well with a lot of character. If you want to, Caesar can also be strong, alright? You know, she gives shield. In my opinion, Caesar is like a better Lucy, but I understand that some players might not have pulled for her. Caesar does give you shield, gives you more flexibility in terms of what you want to do with Vivian, because sometimes you can take priority in doing damage as opposed to try to dodge the enemy's attacks, right? So definitely quite good in terms of their flexibility. Now, last but not least, I guess Nicole is also going to be a decent option, right? This is going to be something that you can definitely consider. I would say Nicole is going to be one of the cheaper options, right? And of course, something that, you know, I feel like definitely is going to be able to work is going to be something like Seth as well, right? Because Seth is going to work very well in this team. Oops, why did I... Okay, let me swap one of them out with Vivian. Something like this, right? Now keep in mind, Seth's whole ability is going to swap it to the character before her. So depending on who you want to give the anomaly to, either Jendo or Vivian, you can basically swap these two positions around. I think Vivian or Jendo, whoever that gets the anomaly proficiency from Seth, it doesn't really matter, right? Because both of them can benefit from it. But ideally, Jendo is going to be the main DPS in that case. But if you guys are not aware, Seth is also going to be a very good character because he just gives you Shield of Firm Resolve. Is going to give you anomaly proficiency of 95 points. Alright, pretty good, right? As you can see, I haven't built myself much actually. I just noticed that his level is a little bit low as well. So yeah, those are going to be your various options. With that, let's show you guys a little bit of showcase in the Daily Assault. You swap to the next one. So Vivian first. So I do this. Wait for him to stun me. Right about now, right? Okay.
Waste of time.
What? I'm in range? Okay, that's so bad. Do I got a bloom right now, Max? I don't think I got, right?
Don't underestimate me. You better not get my trust.
Okay.
Resistance is futile.
Not bad again. Do this to give... This is going to give power to the next one, right? In this case, Vivian.
Who dares get between
Why
me
don't I
and Lord
get it?
Satan?
Or did I use it so fast? A bloom? I can't even see, there's so much numbers. Okay, Vivian still have that. I guess Vivian first. Look at this, look at this. Robin?
Such provocations.
So I also have to pay attention to Vivian's circle.
Oh, for Lord Satan.
Simple.
Okay, so now I swap.
Resistance is futile.
Okay, so no more a bloom.
Notice me.
This one gives how many stacks? Full, is it? Oh, it does give full. Okay.
A beautiful shooting star. Don't underestimate me.
A bloom again. So I got 3 stacks right now. So this one is gonna give me... I wish they would add more filters for the numbers. Yeah, it's very confusing, man. So this order, why is there no a bloom then? Okay, I got a bloom.
Oh, for Lord
Okay.
Satan.
So we do the buff. We go Vivian.
Such a pain.
We go with Robin. Where's my a bloom? Do you guys saw the a bloom or not? A bloom? Okay, a bloom 18,000. Why is the a bloom ether though? I thought a bloom is supposed to be electric. I think that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. I think this is definitely a very viable team. It's really hard for me to look at because I have always had to pay attention to Vivian's the circles thing. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of Vivian. Are you guys pulling? Are you guys skipping? I feel like she's a very good, solid character overall. I feel like you're not going to be disappointed if you pull for her. Now, I get it that some players are, you know, right now they are trying to save for Yixuan. I get it, that's going to be the sentiment of a lot of players. That's fine if you want to save for Yixuan, but I still think that, you know, you can consider Vivian and then save for Yixuan later on, maybe skip Hugo instead. So that could be something that, you know, is an option for some players out there. So definitely do consider that as well. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. As per usual, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys want to see next on this particular channel. Alright, as per usual, have a nice day. Goodbye.